This week on Dirt.Garage, we do an engine swap, transmission swap, and put shock hoops on the toy deck. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Today we are back. So, as I mentioned in a previous video, the budget truck, it had some problems. It blew a head gasket, and ultimately we wanted the manual swap it anyways, and this is the truck that is going to fix all of those problems. It is about 10 after midnight and the tranny is out. Corey is just working on the last side of the engine mount. Then it's exhaust, and this 3-liter is ready to come out. Almost tripped on parts. Anyway, so yes, the transmission is pulled and the engine in theory is 100% ready to be pulled as well. Thanks to the limited room in here, we're not going to pull it right where it sits, so tomorrow morning we're going to back it out of the shop and pull it right there. And yeah, that's the job for tomorrow. So, we'll see you there. Well, we figured since everything is out, it's so easy to clean it and paint it and make it all look fresh. And I mean, how cool does that blue look? It's awesome. It'll look really great in the already blue truck. And the cross member's blue too. So, yeah. Time to shimmy some trucks around and then drop this thing in once it dries a little bit. Actually, I guess not drop it in because we got stuff to do to the truck first. Oh well, soon. Alright, so now we're on to the manual swap portion of this video. First off, we're going to mount the clutch master cylinder, and to do that, if you look at the pedal assembly that's on the automatic, it's almost identical to the manual, except it's missing the actual tabs to mount the pedal. But the bracket itself is the same. So if you look in there, you'll see a hole which works as a perfect template for where you actually need to drill. We spent the night preparing the engine bay. It's ready to drop in the new trans and engine. Also, the harness is moved over from what was on this truck onto the new motor, and it is ready to drop in. We can't put it all in until the shock hoops and bump stops are welded in this thing. Yeah, you might remember this thing having shock hoops at one point in time, but remember in the first build episode of this truck and I said this? I don't trust the shock hoops at all. Well, like I said, I don't trust it, and they ripped off. But this allows us to put new ones on properly with braces, plus we're adding bump stops at the same time. Alright, so we're now preparing the tranny to actually go into the truck, but one thing we noticed when we pulled it is that the input seal was actually leaking. And a fair bit too, and this was all covered in oil at the end. So we took the we took the input plate off, and now we're gonna put in some RTV, clean her up, and yeah, put her back together.
And with the shock hoops installed, Corey put down a layer of Pour 15 before we put the engine in place.
Okay, so as you can see, we are at that point in time that the motor is ready to go in. Finally! 3 days working on this thing, and we're finally getting to the point of putting this in. I mean, we did the shock hoops and bump stops and everything else today. But yeah, let's get it in and get on with this. Alright, so it's about 1 o'clock, day 4, working on this thing, and the tranny is in. And actually most of the engine is all buttoned up, like all the electrical plugs are all connected, all the vacuum stuff is good to go. Yeah. We're going to be turning the key and starting this thing within a couple of hours, which is so exciting.
Living under mama's skirt, so she would never get hurt. Held tight by daddy's arm.
Alright, in theory we're at first start here with the new engine and stuff.
I think so.
Alright. Take 2. So it turns out the neutral safety was done incorrectly, but now it's looking like we're actually on the right track. Alright, so this thing has been really frustrating. We've been trying so many little things, some vacuum stuff. And then we tested, it had fuel, obviously it had air, and we checked for spark. No spark. So we think we figured it out. Kind of a hybrid cap in this thing, because between 93 and 89, like the engine is, they changed the cap. Yeah, and what the coil pack, right? What coil pack? And we found that the coil pack might have not been grounded properly because we just had it sitting there. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, okay, give her a shot, Corey. Okay, and we ran like crap because it was running on 5 cylinders, and our testing of figuring out if that spark, we left the plug out, and yeah, oopsie. But I think we should put the exhaust on now because that's a little loud. Alright, so the hood is back on, the drive shafts are reconnected, the shifters are in place. It's all ready to go for a test drive, except for we need to bleed the brakes and bleed the clutch system. But guess what? We're missing the damn 10mm line wrench. We've used it, I don't know how many times, but I can't find it anywhere. And it's making us at a standstill for like the last half an hour here. It grew legs. It grew legs.
And after searching another 20 minutes before realizing the 10mm was in my pocket the whole time, we were finally ready for a test drive. Yeah! You can totally hear you, the suspension bottoming out like crazy.
Brutal.
It needs new leaves.
And it needs car strength, like barely dirt.
And there it is. After one full long weekend of wrenching on this thing, we did manual swap. We did a complete engine swap. It's got brand new shock hoops, bump stops, and a bunch of miscellaneous brake stuff. We simplified the engine bay a whole lot, and there's a lot more room in there now. And yeah, we're pretty excited. Can't wait to get out on the trails. Unfortunately, because of the bump stops that we put in it, there's no suspension travel anymore. So yeah, even you can hear it on the road. The frickin' top of the U-bolts just smash into the new bump stop like crazy. So it can't get driven until New Leaf Springs, which is next. So stay tuned for that. And yeah. Anyways, guys, if you like this stuff, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.